Hail, I'm X. So, I have found a TikToker who might be doing stuff that is on the illegal side, only a slight might. Okay, so the TikToker in question is named Jacob VASQUEZ, I think. But I'm just gonna say Jacob. So, Jacob, what he is doing is really not allowed, and I just don't know how he has views, likes, and followers, because this is just straight up awful. So, before we are going over the content is just quote-unquote pranks. At least the pranks got revealed on YouTube sometimes, or obviously faked, like the TikToks by Crash Adams. So now, let us get into the first TikTok of this dude, because this is just straight up awful. And yes, of course you're a 6'4" person, but only in your fucking dreams you're 6'4". Because if you look at these TikToks, you can definitely see this dude might only be 6 foot and not 6'4", but that's just nitpicking on a whole other level. Okay, so before we go into the TikToks that I saw, where I actually want to make a video on Jacob, let's look at his first ever TikTok. And I'm only going to show you a small part of it because there's a very, very controversial person in the TikTok.
Make it. There you go.
Would you guys consider jacking off to be a sport? I don't know about you motherfuckers, but I consider that shit to be a sport, okay? If people...
So, as you've probably seen, that was EDP445, who I also exposed, I mean not exposed, but talked about in a short because he's back on YouTube. I'm going to link the shorts up here in the iCard. But, you might not think, well, that's not that bad. Yeah, but it's just like around 50 seconds, just that clip, and no reaction, nothing. But okay, it's bad. And now, for his most viewed and liked TikTok, and this is just plain awful. Like, it's obviously fake, but some part of me still wants to believe it's only a bit staged.
Can you sue McDonald's by saying you found worms in your chicken nugget?
Yeah, you could definitely sue them if the clip were to be real and there are like a few, things that make it look even fake. I guess I'm going to comment throughout the shorts just to point out little details and things.
I went inside and ordered a bunch of nuggets, but instead of just eating it like a normal human being, I took out living worms from my pocket and made sure I poured them all over the nuggets to make them look disgusting as possible. Then I made my way to the front, told them what happened, and demanded to see the manager and get some new nuggets.
But sure, Jacob, you got new nuggets because they believed you, because they had no reason to not believe you at the beginning. But this TikTok only keeps on getting worse and worse and worse. I swear it does.
5 minutes later, they replaced the food, but I wasn't done yet, because that's when I told the manager I ate one of the nuggets and I was starting to feel super sick, and I even pretended to pass out right in front of him. So that's when he completely freaked out and ran to get help. Shortly after, an ambulance pulled up and rushed me to the hospital, and I told the doctor I was having horrible stomach pain from the worms.
And when you pretended to pass out, you had a little smirk on your face. So, I mean, obviously it's fake, but still, at least put some effort in it. Or remake shots and not just like have a full-on fucking smirk on your face. And when you got rushed to the hospital, your mouth movements looked even faker than fake. And I did know that was a possibility.
So that's when I filed a lawsuit, and after months of fighting in court, they only gave me a refund for the chicken nuggets because the restaurant's security cameras caught me putting the worms on the food myself. And now I'm banned from every McDonald's, and it's probably super illegal for me to post this, which means
everyone watching who doesn't like and follow will be cursed for 89 hours.
This lawsuit obviously never happened. It would have been all over the news. And I'm cursed now for 89 hours because I don't follow this wanker. And I don't want to be cursed, so if any of you have an idea of how to get uncursed, I need an idea, please. Please tell me, viewers, because I don't want to get cursed. Please not. Okay, on to the next one. And this might even be worse than you think.
How long can you live inside a Chick-fil-A play place before you get caught? To find out, I walked in 10 minutes before they closed, and I even brought a blanket and pillow. And there were literally signs saying if you're not 3 years old or under, you're not allowed inside.
I think 3-year-old is actually pretty spot on for your viewership, because the mental age must be 3 years old if they actually believe this shit. And yeah, what the actual fuck is this? Well, let's see what happens next, shall we?
Which was already a problem because I'm a 31-year-old man and it was kind of weird.
Jacob, the first fact in your video, because you're not 31 years old, maybe in your dreams, or maybe that is the age of the person who came up with this bullshit idea. And secondly, yeah, it is very, very fucking weird.
There was a bunch of little kids running around everywhere, so I had to somehow blend in. But eventually it got really late outside and all the customers had left, so I stayed hidden and I had to be extremely quiet because late night shift was still there, constantly walking by. After a few hours of just sleeping there, when the next day hit, I woke up starving, so I went to the back of the kitchen, found some leftover food and just started eating it.
This actually is the first one where you talk about yourself committing a felony, because there's another one where you said the exact same thing about food, and this is also the second one where it's really about stealing.
I noticed the early morning shift clocking in and even seen the security guard walking around, but that's when I made the worst decision of my life because I accidentally fell back asleep, and when I woke back up there was literally a little kid just staring at me, and before I could even say anything he started screaming and the manager came and told me to get out.
So this is a good part of advice I got for you. If you have no clue how to talk to little kids, I can give you two people who definitely know how to do that. One of them is EDP445 and the other one is called Potamer. They both have a great sense of how to talk to kids. Okay, Ava Chris Tyson could also be in the range of knowing how to talk to little kids. But let's look at the next part of this video.
Hey yo, I'm gonna ask you to leave.
Okay. And that's when he kicked me out and told me I was never allowed to come back. This video might actually get taken down soon, which means...
Yeah, might and soon are two very stretchable words, because it's already been posted around 3 weeks ago, and I'm sure it won't be taken down, bro, because if it would, like I said, we would have already seen that. Another one, please TikTok, please let the next one you make be a little bit better than this shit show we have just seen. Please.
Can you get free food by saying your patty was raw?
Fuck! It's not better. And, yes, you can get a free new patty. But let's just see what happens after this. Okay?
I walked in and ordered multiple burgers, and after 10 whole minutes of waiting, when they finally handed my food, I secretly pulled out raw patties I snuck under my shirt earlier and quickly swapped it for the raw one and threw away the real patty to delete the evidence.
Yay! We love wasting food and money around here. Woo-woo! If you couldn't tell, that was sarcasm. Okay, so multiple burgers, that actually kinda looks like one burger. A Big Mac to be specific. And secondly, about the raw burgers, I didn't see that in the shot of you, but alright, whatever you say. But at least when you fake a video, try to make it look believable. At least try.
Afterwards, I took a bite and started acting like I was dying. Then I marched all the way to the front and started demanding them to fix it immediately. Shortly after, they replaced it, but I wasn't done yet.
Funny how the manager gave you a new burger with the raw patties inside. Just saying. Just saying, that's a little bit inconsistent, isn't it?
Because that's when I told the manager I had already taken a bite and my stomach was feeling super awful. And he felt so bad, he told me I can get anything on the menu for free every time I came back. So obviously I started ordering everything I wanted. That's not even the craziest part, because right before I was about to leave, the manager gave me his daughter's number and told me that she wanted to give me something very special to me later that night. Let's just say I never ever regretted this decision.
I actually have a few questions about this. 1. What the fuck? 2. Why were there 2 different managers? And 3. Yeah, top 5 things that have never, ever happened in this TikTok. Number 1, you fucking hooking up with that girl, because I would swear on everything that shit has not happened. Okay, so lucky for us, there's only one more TikTok left, and the beginning is already one of the biggest lies I have ever heard on the entire internet.
I found a way to legally rob 7-Eleven and it's actually super genius.
Okay, maybe it is because I'm from Europe. But what is legally robbing a 7-Eleven? Like, how can you even legally rob something? But okay, I want to be surprised. Let's see how you legally robbed 7-Eleven.
As soon as you walk in, you want to grab a chip bag and make your way to the front counter and pay for it, and make sure you ask them for an extra bag. Trust me, this is gonna make so much sense later on.
Okay, so let me get this right. So buying a packet of crisps and then asking for a bag is legally robbing? I don't follow you. But okay, you said it's important. Let's see what happens next and how you legally are robbing 7-Eleven.
Then you want to make your way outside, go behind the gas station somewhere out of sight and open it, and pour every single chip into another bag. Then start blowing air into it so it looks like there's chips inside, and quickly reseal it. Now go back inside and ask the worker at the front if you can swap the bag because something was wrong with it.
Can I just exchange this for another bag?
And quickly swap it for the new chips and just casually walk out the store, and now you got a free bag of chips. Not too many people know about this 7-Eleven glitch, which means
Yeah, pretty sure that's still considered stealing because you basically stole an entire packet of crisps. But okay, and great that not too many know about the 7-Eleven glitch because most people are trustworthy and not fucking douchebags. And I have one more thing to say, and that is I'm working on a very long video which will be coming out in a few weeks. I don't know exactly when, but it's going to be super great. And with all being said, leave a dislike or like, depending how much you like this short. Tell me in the comments, what do you think of Jacob? And do you think it's normal that he makes this type of content? And also, leave a sub because I make weekly log form and short form content and I enjoyed it. Now, with it all being said, see you next video. Bye bye.
And now all of my next moves are exposed, the most unlikely artist to make it out of the West Coast. Teenager with the mind of a vet though, but soon somebody will sign him a check. So if you did something that you highly regret, I recommend it. It's about time that you let go.